The much talked about artifacts are coming home as agreements have been reached among those currently in possession of the items for it to be returned. Whose custody should the artifacts be? The state government's custody or that of the traditional council led by the Oba of Benin, Oba Ewari II, as the governor is championing the cause of a private partnership with the said entity to house the artifacts. The Oba says no debate over the location of its return other than the palace.
I don't know anything about legacy. The trust, restoration trust is not, we are not part of it. We don't know much, we don't know what is going on. We don't know what they are doing. They know what they are doing. But our concern and our focus is that the artifacts were taken from the palace many years ago, over 100 years ago. And they cannot, you have heard the people. These are representatives of a larger group of the entire kingdom. That's what you see here. The whole palace out there can be filled up with much more. But you heard the people where the things were taken from must come back to the same place.
The monarch concluded by saying that anyone dealing with any group concerning the return of the artifacts is doing so at their own risk. In the statement of the Oba read by the ESL of Benin Kingdom, Chief Sam Igbe, the Oba says he has communicated with the governor on his plans to set up a museum right in his palace, hence the reason for the shock when reports came on that the said group wants to house the artifacts.
In the name of God and our ancestors, I welcome you all and thank you all for honoring the invitation. I've called this meeting today to intimate you of the matter of the Benin artifacts in Europe at the verge of being repatriated, which I am sure you have heard and read about in recent weeks. You may also have heard about the recent activities of a group of individuals who incorporated a company since January 2020 called Legacy Restoration Trust Limited. It has become germane to note that the advocacy and demands for the return of the artifacts looted from the Benin Kingdom in 1897 have been going on for decades before the emergence of the incumbent governor of Edo State, Mr. Godwin Obaseki. I must sincerely thank the governor for joining the struggle and showing commitment to retrieve our stolen cultural heritage from Europe. While anticipating the return of the looted artifacts of Europe, I want to note that attempts to divert the destination of the right of custody of the artifacts is not in the interest of the Benin Kingdom, to whom the palace of the Oba of Benin provides leadership. The looted artifacts awaiting repatriation from Europe are the cultural heritage of the Benin Kingdom created by our ancestors and forefathers within the traditional norms and rights of the kingdom. They are not property of the state government or any private corporation entity that is not the creation of the Benin Kingdom. The right and only legitimate destination of the artifacts to be repatriated, as already pronounced by my father, is under the aegis of the Benin Royal Museum that will be sited within the precincts of the palace of the Oba of Benin, from where they were stolen. And also the property, and also the proper traditional institution that is also the custodian of all cultural heritage of the kingdom. The palace, therefore, strongly advises that anyone, group, organization, or the government, national and international, that is dealing with any organization or artificial group in the process of returning the looted artifacts of Benin will be doing so at their own risk against the will of the people of Benin Kingdom. There is no alternative native or authority or custodian of the cultural heritage of Benin Kingdom outside the Oba of Benin as constituted by the royal palace. I do not believe that the motive by a privately registered company, the Legacy Restoration Trust Limited, and the purported establishment of a Dome Museum of West African Arts, MOA, are in consonance with the wishes of the people of the Kingdom. It is pertinent to note that shortly after my accession to the throne, I had several discussions with the governor on the plan of the Benin Royal Museum, and he expressed his readiness to work with the palace to actualize this laudable wish of my father. I made efforts and acquired additional plots of land from different families within the Adesope area near the present-day palace for this purpose. I was, however, surprised to read from the governor's letter to the palace, where reference was made to the fact that a new museum to be known as MOA is now being proposed, which will be funded and executed through the vehicle of another body now referred to as Legacy Restoration Trust.
The Oba took the minds of those present till 2013 when his father, Oba Erediawa, received a few of the artifacts returned to the Benin Kingdom, which are still in perfect condition. High point was a dance demonstration that was done by the Oba in anticipation of the artifacts to the kingdom. A rare sight it was.
Kotubasi here. These materials, or rather the artifacts, were looted here in this kingdom, and it should be brought. The location where these materials were looted over 124 years ago. That is just the point that is being raised. And for the fact that a private firm, Legacy Restoration Trust Fund, will now be charged with the responsibility of receiving and managing this artcraft is unbelievable and unacceptable to the kingdom.
Palace has been diligently following up, making appeals to different countries, to different ambassadors, to different heads of states over the years. And it's a happy moment that this kind of decision has come, and everything should be done to join hands so that the kingdom they invaded in 1897, where they found these artworks should come back to the same kingdom and not to anywhere else.
It will be recalled that Governor Godwin Obaseki, during his recent engagement with curators and heads of museums in the country, said a tripartite arrangement involving the federal and the state government, the Oba of Benin, and a private trust that would manage the artifacts on behalf of the palace is being put in place by the state government, a comment that perhaps did not go down well with the monarch. In Benin, Ivie Oyahiri, NTA News.